all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everybody. How we doing today? We got a lot to talk about. But first, I don't know why it's doing the non-star thing again, but thank you, Kendra, for the birthday gifts. A happy early birthday. Yay, I'm going to be the big 4-6, y'all. 4-6. You know, I'm going to be real. Let me give you your thank you first. I really didn't ever see myself getting this age. I didn't know if I was going to live through or not. So many times when I was young, it was like, I ain't going to make it, bro. Especially when I was like 13 or so, tried myself. And after that didn't work, I was like, I don't know about this. So many hurdles to overcome, right? And not just the hurdles, but not just like the bad things, but also like the just experiences. You know, I used to do a birthday show every year where I reflected. Well, not a show, but a video. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I haven't done that in a couple of years. But I know I don't really do the horoscope thing as far as believing in it. But Geminis, we up. Especially after Kendrick decimated, why is my resolution this low? Why I don't have the 1080? Why my resolution look like this? You know, I got a good mind to quit this live stream because the camera is a 4K cam. So what's anyway? After Kendrick decimated, Drake got this dude releasing the worst music of his career. Y'all heard that? What Guan Delilah? Like, how you mocking Jamaican patois? How y'all feel about that? Y'all West Indian, y'all Yardie people. How y'all feel about the mockery of the patois? See, that's that colonizing stuff Kendrick was talking about. How you done co-opted? Then see, ain't no accent you can sell me. How you done co-opted a West Indian accent that you don't have? Patois is difficult to do, especially if you didn't grow up speaking it like that, or you wasn't around West Indians to hear patois. Like my husband can speak patois and he do it, and I still can't pick it up. Like I can't do it. I'm starting to more understand what he's saying, but I can't do it. I sit and make a fool out of myself if I tried to do a Jamaican accent. It'd be horrible. So I say it all. Let's say Geminis, we up. Geminis is up. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Gifted a Crimson Cure membership. So whoever he gave that membership to,
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
And he just gifted another one. So once again,
but now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
My birthday tomorrow. I'm the 6th. Shout out to the early June. See what I'm saying? The June, you see what I'm saying? The middle of the season, Gemini. You not May. We not cusping on Cancer. You see what I'm saying? And so before y'all get up in arms, I don't read horoscopes. I don't listen to tarot card readers. You understand? I've studied the zodiac, but I don't believe in it. Thank you. Once again, he gifted another who, if you are receiving these gifted memberships, type Ezekiel in the chat room and give him a round of applause.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Somebody put my membership link in the chat, please. Oh, I kind of always forget to do this little bit of housekeeping. Oh, somebody also put the ash kicking link as well. So Nicole got y'all hooked up with the membership link, and she got us hooked up with the ash kicking link. Nicole is awesome. You know what, Nicole? I think I want to upgrade. Let me see if I can upgrade your okay. I upgraded Nicole's wrench. Don't be alarmed. I had to take your wrench first and then upgrade it. So just make sure you still got your wrench. I want you to Devon said all Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks combined and not hit as hard as Tupac's Hit 'Em Up. I'm just saying. I mean, the arguments can be made, I guess, but I will say this before I get to the actual topic. His battle with Drake was actually one of hip hop's best. It was one of hip hop's best battles. It was one of hip hop's best beef battles because of Drake's position in the industry. Whether you like him or not, Drake is an industry baby. He an industry baby. So the industry made Drake and put him on top. He's a commercial artist. So he had all the numbers backing him. He had all of Drake been popping off for many years. For Kendrick to come behind him like that and just snipe him. Because I thought that Drake's career could survive this beef. I don't think that it can survive the beef. And that's why this is one of the best beefs. People can say Tupac and Biggie but neither one of them knocked the other one off in terms of success or anything like that. Nobody's career ended after it. Nobody's career ended. Biggie didn't end Tupac, and Tupac didn't end Biggie's career. It wasn't even really in jeopardy for either of them. Fan base was too strong, and both of them were too talented. So Drake, I don't think his career, he'll come out and make music, but it's not going to be the same. Kendrick changed the landscape for him negatively. Anytime you tried to rap on Sexy Red's feature over the BBL Drizzy track and that couldn't save that song, Kendrick slit his throat because he ain't said nothing else. He went on about his business after that. Boy gone. Ain't nobody even talking about his response to Hard Part 6. Don't nobody care about that. Anytime don't nobody care about your response. And then I've been on Kenny for years. And I like Drake. I actually like Drake. I like Drake's bops. I'm with Kenny on that. I like the melodies. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? See, I like that kind of stuff. It's cute. But for anybody to think that Drake was lyrically or artistically even close to where Kendrick is lyrically and artistically is dreaming. Because I don't respect it when you got ghostwriters. I'm old school hip hop fan. You can't have ghostwriters and be the best. When your artistry don't come from you, I can't take it seriously. You can drop a bop. Anybody can drop a bop though. I mean, it's cool, right? But that was Kendrick's point. Don't come over here trying to act like you a real MC. Don't do it. Do not do that. Stay over there. Do what you do. Don't come over here and try to do what I do and think you're gonna do it better than me because you're not. You cannot be you cannot be the best with ghostwriters. I stand on that. You cannot. You have to write your rhymes. You have to write your rhymes. The artistry has to come from you. Just like I wouldn't respect a singer that's singing over an AI voice and it's not their voice. If it ever came out that that wasn't their voice, how can you respect them as a vocalist? It's not your voice. I don't care if you drop the hit. It's not your voice. That's like J-Lo trying to compete with, I don't know, Faith Evans vocally. She can't do it. Drop your little bops, sing your bops that you had in the early 2000s, early mid 2000s, like sing them. Ain't nobody gonna trip. We like Jenny from the block. I'm still Jenny from the block. I like that. Yeah, do not come over here trying to act like you got pipes, because you don't. They you know they work you up and auto tunes you and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's fine. We'll stay over there with that. I know it's some people that don't that Drake won. There's no way in the world you thought Drake won that beef. No, he didn't. No, he did not. When you got a fake shootings at your house to stop everybody from talking, yeah. Anyway, thank you. Oh no, I read that one. Thank you, Skinny Boy. Say happy birthday. So glad I found you 2 years ago. Thank you so much. Thank you, Utah. Say good afternoon, Sister Davis. You ever listen to the song I told you about? I wanted your opinion on it. Post it again because I can't remember. I'm sorry. 46 years young, you're beautiful, you're aging backwards. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right. My baby said, no Millie Vanilli. We not doing Millie Vanilli. I'm an old school rap fan. You got to write your rhymes. And I understand that even back in the 80s and 90s, people was ghostwriting for certain other people. And you might could get a bop out of that. Like, I'm not saying you couldn't get a bop out of it. I'm not saying people couldn't like you. I'm just saying if you ain't moving your own pen, you can't really compare to somebody that does and does it well. Anytime you can't compare the pen game. Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer for his pen game. You can't. Come on. Like I said, I got some Drake on my playlist. Sure do. Successful. That's my jam. I just want to be successful. Like, that's my jam right there. What you talking about? I got a couple of Drake bops on my playlist. I got a couple of Drake bops. But I don't listen to his whole album. I can't do that. I can't sit there and listen to that. I mean, everybody got their opinion. But Kendrick is dope. He's a student of hip hop. He's a student of the culture. He's a student of it. And he's really good at it. Like his musicality, his vision that he has. He's extra good at it. Anytime the OGs willingly pass him the torch and say, no, you got the torch, you do it. Thank you once again. Young Hearts Run Free. I'm gonna have to like screenshot that. But thank you, Utah. Yeah. So thank you, Mystery Man. Drake is a pop entertainer. Somebody said if you nobody listens to Kendrick with women around, that's because you have to listen to Kendrick. You don't gotta listen to nothing Drake saying. Drake ain't said nothing important. It's a bop. And that's what it is. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Be the person that make the bops. That was the whole point. Be the person that make the bops. Do that because you do it well. But you're not an MC. You're not a lyricist. You're not a rapper. You're not a rapper. Thank you, Miss Simone. I'm wasting time. I'm sorry. Because people complain about that.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
So let's get to the real issue here. What do we see? What do we see? And better yet, who don't we see? We see a black man and a black woman, a mother and a father. We see 8 black men who are their sons. And then we see 7 white women. One of the women was black, that were the wives, and then the mixed children. Who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad? Who's mad about this? Why did all but one of those boys marry a white woman or non-black woman when they mother black? Why? Their mom is black. Apparently, she's probably a good mom. She's still with their father. Okay. So this was probably a good functional couple. Yet their sons did not follow in their father's footsteps. All except one son who has a black wife. The rest of them are white and at minimum non-black women. And black women were actually mad and like kind of disgusted at it. And then they would say, well, these boys are probably color struck, or these boys are probably they don't like black women and they prefer white women, or maybe some other factor. But as we can see, all 8 of the sons are married. And they don't look old. Probably in their 30s. I want black women to take that in And the reason that I want Black women to take in that visual is not because of those individual men, but there's starting to be a noticeable moving away from Black women. And a lot of times Black women can soothe themselves by saying that it's a color issue, that the men are just selling out and they just don't like Black women. It doesn't matter if the Black woman is a good woman or not. He just doesn't want a Black woman. He wanted a white woman. So they went and got white women because this is a colorist issue. It's a racist issue. It's a disdain of Black women issue. But what if they was trying to find Black women who emulated their mom and couldn't do it? What if they were looking primarily for Black women that was more like their mom, that had more of the traits that they saw their mom deal with their dad with? And what if they couldn't find it? And what if they decided that instead of being alone for X amount of time, I'm just gonna go and get a woman that has those qualities, and she probably not gonna be Black. I need y'all to marinate on that as we go. So after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I'm going to need everybody to take a break and go to ashkicking.com and get some of the best personal care products on the market. Very, very high quality, from the packaging and the outside to the inside of the products themselves. This is what you don't want to miss. You definitely want to support ashkicking.com and get their deodorant, their body butter, their facial moisturizers, and all of the wonderful things, even their incense that they have. Like, have your home smelling good too. And if this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. I don't know how many likes I need, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button for me. Let me look at some of these super chats. Thank you, comments. So you're not so old school, Kendra. I'm real old school. I'm one of the creators of rap. It was a lot of us with me. We're talking about 1979. They wouldn't play our sound on the radio when we started. I can believe that. I can believe they wouldn't play. Thank you, Too Tall, for your super sticker. Thank you, Tristan. Says, sorry for coming in late. It's been a while, Miss Kendra. I know this is off topic, but Ebony K. Williams is great. Oh, we're going to talk about her eventually. I'm going to get around to her. Thank you, Rose. It looks like a lucky couple that ended up with all boys. Thank you, HVAC said, but they mama Black. God, hyenas make me sick. Met me this beautiful Latina woman recent, so I might as well, hey, my mama. Thank you, Kise. That how you say it? I'm a 29-year-old Black man, graduated high school in 2013. Most of the Black men from my high school did not date Black women. The biggest complaint was the attitude. Today, most of these Black men I knew in high school have non-Black women spouses. Thank you, Classy. So I'm curious, the pioneers of legalizing interracial marriages was a white man and a Black woman. I thought love had no color, but it has a color when it comes to Black men finding love. Thank you, Charles. I'm 5'7" and taller than my father-in-law. Thank you, Johnny BX, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. So for those of you who are just coming in, this is what we're talking about. This visual right here. Okay. And we wonder why Black men are choosing this, particularly the younger generation. The younger generation, the Black men who are now in their 20s, the Black men who are now hitting their early 30s, those Black men, though that age group of Black men. I didn't mean to do that. Why are those men not choosing Black women? It's because they color struck and they just want white women. They just snow bunny hopping. Or could it have been that the women that they wanted with the qualities that they wanted wasn't enough Black women? Because one of the sons does have a Black wife. So it wasn't enough Black women in the age group that they were looking in that had the qualities potentially of their mom. I need Black women to look at that. Because Black men are, especially this younger generation, see, they're not even doing what Gen X's was doing. This younger generation of men that have gotten into marriageable age now, they are not restricting themselves to Black women exclusively. Many of them prefer Black women and will look for Black women first. But what the difference now, rather than previous generations of Black men, is that they're not stopping at Black women. And this is not like Black men ain't never been outside of the race, but when we talk in terms of the percentage of married Black men, it's actually a small percentage of them that marry outside of Black women. Even if they go to other places, they'll get a Black woman from another culture. So a lot of times they're still choosing melanated women, but they're not really choosing Western melanated women. And instead of just saying, oh, well, it's just them and it's not us because we're here. Yeah, you're there physically to be chosen. Black women are physically here to be chosen. Physically, we're here. Physically, we are available. We're single. Many of us have never been married. Many of them are just as good looking or better looking than a lot of these other women. Okay? Because them women, the women that we just looked at, them ain't no superstar women, them regular women. When you look at them women, them wasn't no superstar women. And why not now one of them was just fine, and just had to have her. The cutest ones was the non-white ones. Cause this one over here on the end don't look like she white. And then the Black one, and then the one next up. The ones that we could tell was white, those real average women. Now they may not have been ugly, but they wasn't fine. That one, the Black one, and that one look better than the rest of them. So a lot of times the men they're not going to get these super fine women. They going to get regular women. It's more regular women in the world than ain't. And I'm not here to say that good women can't be fine. I don't, because I don't like that narrative. I can't stand that narrative. That to get a good woman, you gotta have a ugly woman, and that's just not so. That's just not so. That's not so. No, no, every man that get a good woman didn't have to just settle for her because she was kind of ugly, but she was good. I don't like that narrative. Because there's some ugly hyenas out there. So what do we say about them? Like a good woman can't be cute. Yeah, but men ain't going to the gutter to get them. Down is relative. So you went from a 9 to a 7. See, when we say men go down in looks, what we saying is she's a better woman, but he's settling for her because she's an ugly woman. So the good ones gotta be ugly. And the fine ones. If she halfway cute, she probably a hyena. Cause I don't care how good she is. Men can say that. Men go down in looks for, a more obedient woman. He got a floor for that. He ain't going down too far for that. Cause if she can't make him stand and salute, he don't care what kind of lioness she is. Am I lying or not? Stop me when I'm lying. She can be the best lioness in history. If she don't make him stand and salute, he ain't going for that. You care what kind. I don't care what she is. And if she fine, she ain't gotta be a lioness. She can give him a world of trouble. He'll take it as long as he can stand it. Let's be real. Let's be real. We too old for talking points. If she fine, he gonna take her bad behavior as long as he can stand it. So getting back to what we talking about, Black women on a whole need to wake up. Get your head out of the sand and wake up, because you want that the antics that you do collectively, just like we explored the psychology of emasculating and needing to humble your sons, and you carry that over to any Black man that you encounter that want to be in a relationship with, with you and things of that nature. You carry that mindset. I gotta humble him. He can't be too in control. He can't be too successful. He can't be too, self-confident. He just can't be too much. You understand? Because I need to feel powerful in this dynamic. See, running around in the boneyard and being a hyena, this is costing you. And it's costing you your men. And you can play that game about, well, we don't care about that because we don't care about them. They can go wherever they want to go because we can go out too. And the only reason that we aren't stepping out with white men is because we're race loyal. No. The reason you're not stepping out with white men is because they don't want you. And you'll go to any length to sell yourself that lie, even lie on a small hat, being, what was his name? Being Horowitz or whatever, talking about Black women is for billionaires. Lied on that man, lied on that whole man name. He had to send a cease and desist to stop y'all from lying about what he said. He ain't said that. Y'all can't do it. Just like y'all can't do the passport thing. Y'all can't, when y'all go over to these other places and you go into these other countries and stuff like that, men don't want you. And I keep telling you that the reason why other men don't want you is the same reason why upstanding Black men don't want you. And they're looking at other women, they're looking over you, because if you want to have that kind of attitude, you can, and you can keep the attitude. However, they don't have to deal with you. They can do, because women want men, period. Women want men. Just like you call yourself willing to step outside of Black men to get the men you want, other women are willing to step outside of their men to get the men that they want. Because white men complain about white women all day. So it's a lot of leftover white women. Listen, it's a lot of leftover white women. It's a lot of white women that fumbled relationships. And they hyenas too. They just a little bit more agreeable. And see, all you had to be was just a little bit more agreeable. You let the words trip you up. I ain't submitting to nobody. I ain't listening to nobody. When really all you had to do was be a little bit more agreeable. White women is hyenas too. But they got a little bit more femininity. They're a little bit more agreeable. And they play the game better than you. Okay? So Becky play the game better than you now. She just do. You can say what you want to say about her. I told you the difference. She may be in the boneyard too. She's a feminist too. White men don't like their attitude. That's a whole other part of the manosphere. Y'all realize that there's white that complain about white women all day. They complain about them. And they talk about what kind of feminists they are and how they be messing up their marriage. They be messing up their marriages too. They still play the game better than you. Because they at least know how to be a little bit demure and say, okay, I'll do what I got to do to get married. I'll be nice. I'll learn how to fry chicken and everything. And I'll actually put seasoning on it. Some sazon or something. I'll put some seasoned salt or something. Y'all, but y'all be using seasoned salt. I'll put some seasoned salt on there. Now it's gonna take me a minute to get, because I do enjoy my casseroles, but I season the chicken. I try to learn how to do a little black girl hair, because when she had them babies, they gonna be black, and it's gonna be a little black girl, and she gonna have to learn how to braid her hair. She'll sit there and learn it. Becky will sit there and learn that. Think she don't do it? Think she won't sit there and learn how to do that? Y'all are unable to do it as black women because your image too bad. See, even though Becky is also a feminist, she fumbles her men too and her relationships and all that kind of stuff. Her public image, her public appearance value is not like yours. The world doesn't see her as a whore. The world doesn't see her as promiscuous. They don't see her as a baby mama. They don't see her as hood or dumb or not coming from good stock. They just don't see her like that. They just don't see her like that. She don't, even when she engage in tomfoolery, her public image is not like that, because they separate themselves from the foolishness, even if they involved in it. Do you understand? I didn't explain this before. Precisely and that was the exact analogy that I used. Taylor Swift got bodies on top of bodies, but she got a good girl image. The sweet blonde, I'm still the girl next door. And if you listen to any of her songs, she be talking about all kind of men. She been passed around the industry and everything. She's still gonna able to get married because her public image is what it is. Even if she wasn't Taylor Swift, even if she didn't have the money and the fame that she got, she would still be able to go and grab a good guy. The other thing that white women do better than y'all, and that other women, not just white women, but other women do better than black women, is they don't denigrate stability in a man. If he own a landscaping business and he make $150,000 a year doing that, or even if he don't, that's stability to her. She see that man as stable enough to get a family together under him. And so it doesn't matter to her that his job title is not glamorous. Doesn't matter to her that he doesn't have the glitz and the glam. What matters to her is he's stable. He either got a job or a business. He able to take care of his business and all that kind of stuff. And that's what she see. Y'all pops y'all balloons because he was making $95,000 as a truck driver, not $100,000. Do you understand? This is why y'all lose. This is why you lose. This is why you losing. This is why you losing. Because he got to have his a black man's work and his value is tied into status and what you think is status, instead of being more realistic to say, you know what, this is stable, this is good, my parents would be proud because this guy's a construction worker. My dad been in construction all my life. That's all I knew. Well, my daddy coming in with dirty clothes because he was on a construction site. He a roofer. He a driver. You understand? Them women stay getting men that blue collar work. His title ain't got no glam to it. But she not overlooking the garbage guy. Because she know when she get with him and when they spend time together, he ain't going to smell like a garbage dump. That's only when he working. She proud to call her husband a plumber, electrician. He been in one for 10 years and she like that. That mean that when they build their house from the ground up, they ain't got to hire an electrician or a plumber. He know how to do it already. He can add on the remodel to the house. See, they see the value differently. We don't like to see the value in our men. So we pass him up. Them women should never have passed up that truck driver. She never passed him up. See, you can't marry women like that. Like, it's not giving boss. Y'all remember that? Tall weed sitting there talking about his job wasn't giving her boss vibes. See, this how you lose me, and that could have been an excellent man. And then y'all will be mad now when he show up with a non-black woman, and when he show up with a non-black woman, you're gonna be mad. I heard about that. Everybody has always, let me speak to that for a second. That's not showing no value. That's not seeing the value in black men. Black men's genetics have always been valued by everybody else that wasn't black. Part of the whole entire enslavement that went on was partially because of genetics and a black man's seed. So the whole world over understands the genetics and the superiority of the genetics. Just because somebody want to pay you for your nut doesn't mean that they value you as a human being. They value what come out of you, like a breeder. Just like on the plantation, they value what came out of a black man. You were still getting chained and whipped to death after you were done. So just because they know that your genetics are invaluable doesn't mean they think that you're a human being. And I didn't say that to blast you. I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to say that. That's no difference. Them trying to pay men $75,000 for their seed that they don't want them to have nothing to do with after is the same exact concept of buck breeding. Because you gotta have the black man to save the genetics, because only black people genetics can save other genetic lines. Henrietta Lacks, you understand? Only our genetics can save a line. But that's neither here nor there, because Japan is past the tipping point. They value culture and hegemony over everything else, and now they're dying. They didn't want other people, they didn't want to mix their bloodlines at any time in any significant way. It was culturally a taboo, and now they're gonna genetically pay for it, because they're looking at genetic annihilation at this point. They know that. So when you're looking at genetic annihilation, who do you turn to? Black men, because only their genetics can stop it. But Japan is past the tipping point. Nothing can save their line now. They will die out in terms of being pure Japanese, the purity of their line that they value so much. They don't even want you over there for real. When you go over there, you're like an anomaly. Even if you were born in Japan and you're culturally Japanese, if you look black, they still don't really regard you as Japanese. That's that's how tough they are with that. And that's why they gonna go the way of the dinosaur. See, I hate to spin off like this, but this is why white people did it the way they did. Force you through slavery to do it. You gonna help them live whether you want to or not. I told y'all to read the ISIS papers. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson broke that down already. It's not a war about white people necessarily just hating black people and creating a system based in that necessarily. The real issue is genetic. They don't want to be genetically annihilated. They don't. This is one reason why they colonize, because they don't want to be annihilated, not genetically. They know they have to infuse it. They have to infuse black people's genetics. They have to. They wouldn't if they didn't have to, but they do. Because if we did not ever contribute to anybody else's genetic line, everybody would be melanated. Do we understand that? The whole world would be melanated. I hope y'all got what I understand. They're undergoing, Japan is undergoing a bioculturon. Pretty much of their own making, but they didn't understand the ramifications negatively. They underestimated. I ain't gonna say they didn't understand it. They underestimated the negative repercussion of being so homogenous genetically. Yeah, China's going through it too. Because wasn't it China that had the one child rule and they favored the boys over the girls? So China going through it too because they real homogenous as well. They don't like outsiders coming in, but they melanated too. If you go into rural Japan and rural China, they melanated. They black over there. Southeast Asians is melanated. They melanated. They know who to turn to save themselves genetically, or at least try to. You know it's desperate when the men want other men to inseminate their women, but then they don't want you around because they don't want your culture or your value system. They want to maintain their own value system, not understanding that there's good parts to their value system, but the concept of their homogeny is kills them. They don't understand. So they're undergoing a bioculturon of their own making now. They changed the biology. You understand? And the culture was too, and they made the environment like it was. And now they have to do a bioculturon now in order to change it, but it's too late. In my opinion, it's too late. They have to change their idea about biology, but they don't want to change their idea culturally or environmentally. Bioculturons don't work like that. You have to change all three. They just want to change one and keep the other two. Exactly. Exactly. The Chinese learned how to colonize from who? They said, "No, we're not gonna ask you nicely. We're gonna colonize you," because they watched it work. People have to understand what they're looking at. I was not supposed to talk about this, but in a way, it kind of do tie in. I wasn't supposed to talk about this, but I think it needed to be heard. Was probably why the conversation went that way, which I was in a flowy mood anyway. They learned that the Chinese learned how to colonize because they got colonized. Japan got colonized. The British did them. They just took the lesson. And we always let them do it. We always let them do it. Why we always let them do that? Oh, they want us to come do like, well, it would make sense for anybody to ask Black women to do that same thing, because what everybody else understands in the whole wide world is that children belong, first of all, children is whatever the father is, not the mother. Women don't have the seed of life, men do. So everybody else understands that. Black women's genetics are also valuable, but in this particular case, it would not work because the children would be Japanese. That's the problem. Their children are already Japanese. They're suffering genetically. So they don't need an egg, they need a sperm. Women, and plus women can only be pregnant once a year. They don't need that because then they have to take care of her. And they have to see to her through her pregnancy. That's not cost effective. Men coming over and dropping their seed off is cost effective. They need the seed, not the soil. They do not need the eggs. They need the sperms. And y'all can just drop them off. They ain't got to take care of you. Ain't no aftercare after you nut. They did. That's why it's a one-time price. We pay you that and get out of here, because we don't want you influencing nothing that we doing anyway. So we just want your seed. We don't want you influencing nothing. Mothers, see, they understand who mothers are. Mothers are not going to want to give up their children. Mothers are going to want to be taken care of. Mothers are going to want the men, and they don't have time for that. They don't have time for that. Women want to be taken. When women want the commitments, and once you get a mom attached to the baby, and then she have it, and she ain't gonna just want to give up her kid. All of them not gonna do it. All of them not gonna do it. All of them not gonna do it. Every woman not gonna be so easy to just forget she got a kid. That's why they won't. There's a lot of reasons why the men are more important in this situation than the women are. Because y'all can nut and don't care nothing about it. And that's easier for y'all to do than it is for women to do. Not because y'all don't care about y'all seed, but y'all don't carry it either. So you don't have 9 months worth of attachment that you getting, that you gathering. You're not physically attached to the seed after you get rid of it out of your body. You're not thinking, oh man, my sperms. Wonder what happened to all million of them. You ain't worried about that. Exactly. And that's exactly what I said. That's this breeding. How is that different than the plantation? And then plus, like I said, a woman can only be pregnant once a year. A man can impregnate so many women back to back. It's a breeding. So many women back to back, whether he having sex with them or not. He could be doing it in a cup. He can do that a couple of times a day. Drink him something, eat him something, chill, kick back. All he got to do is spend a week over there. He done inseminated the entire country. And they need several different black men to mix the genetics up real good so that there won't be like incestuous things going on and too much of the same DNA. So they need a lot of black men to come mix the DNA pool, mix the gene pool so they can try to save themselves. And that's a lot to ask somebody that you don't like. That's a lot to ask somebody to do for you that you don't even like. Same black man they want to come over there and genetically save them is the one that they'll follow around the store thinking he's stealing something. That believe all of the bad stereotypes. That would be even worse. If that were true, that's even worse. They are. They on the brink of genetic annihilation. They should have been mixing hundreds of years ago, but they didn't. Because sometimes I watch them videos of people that live over there, or even people that was born, black people that were born in Japan, they have a Japanese mom or something like that. And they're culturally, they are Japanese. They've known nothing else but Japanese culture. They don't know American culture. They don't know. And all of them are like, no, we treat it differently. We treat it differently. They don't like us. They don't really like us. We're novelty to them. Like, oh, you actually are Japanese, and treat us like we're not really Japanese. And you got a man and a woman, young men and young women speaking fluent Japanese because that's their mother tongue. And they don't know another culture. They are Japanese. And saying that the other ones, they don't like them because they look black. And they do. They be having a kinky hair, but they got Asian features, Japanese features in their face, and my skin color. So this is not, and the evidence may be anecdotal from the videos that I watch. So it's not like I watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different people. It's just that I kind of get interested in Black people that live in other countries and Asian countries and stuff like that. And they be fascinated with them, but they also they don't see them as equal either. So there's a fascination there, but they don't really see them as the same. But everybody across the world understand who we are genetically. We the ones that don't get who we really are. We don't get it. Everybody else know. That's why we get treated the way we do. We really get treated the way we do because we don't understand who we are biologically, culturally, or environmentally. We don't get it. Everybody else gets it. From white people to Asian people to everybody else gets it. Everybody else understands who we are. We don't like it. So we downplay it. We try to get with everybody else's culture. We pedestalize other people's stuff they got going on. And we don't really understand our true value as human beings. We the first human beings. Why we don't know that? There's a reason why we hold everybody's genetics. Do you understand that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, one of the miracles of Adam's biology was that he had he had all the genetic makeups, all of them. He had all of them. And when Allah created Hawa, she had different genetic makeups as well, to such an extent that every time Hawa got pregnant, she had twins. Fraternal, all of them fraternal. She had fraternal twins every time. The set of twins that she had were brother and sister genetically. Listen to what I'm telling you. So if the twins were born together, they were genetically brother and sister, and they could not marry each other. The next set of twins was not genetically related to the first set. Every set of twins she had were not genetically related to the other twins. Bet y'all probably didn't know that part. This is how the world gets populated without incest. Because even when scientists genetically trace back human beings, they trace them back to two human beings. It had to be a pair. Had to be just a pair. And that was because of Adam's genetic makeup. He had all genes, all of them. Every gene combination you could think of, those two together could produce them. That was the miracle, one of the miracles of Adam's creation. And by extension, Eve's creation was their genetic material. Um, Not that we know of, but we also know that it was more than just a few people. It was more than just his direct family that were saved. The believers were saved. Now, they were few in number, but they were not all related either. They, let me rephrase that. They were fewer in number than those who were destroyed, but it was enough people that were not related to each other genetically. Uh, let's see. Thank you, Willie. Say, I'm grateful for your podcast, Wisdom and a Place to Connect. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you, JS. I graduated college 15 years ago. Literally every brother in my crew all have white or Latina wives. They're all happily married, professional Black men with families. I'm likely next. Thank you, Common Man. Said the Black American man doesn't want the Black American woman. The passport bros moving to Africa, marrying African women. So her color has nothing to do with it. Think about that exactly. And that was like part of my point. Thank you, Beshua. I've always said that as a Black woman collective, we need to do some self-reflection and accountability as to why Black men are flocking to women of other races. It's us. It's our attitude. Thank you, Elder. Said for the last 65 years, following Loving versus Virginia, it was made crystal clear that for the Black woman to rise, it would cost the Black men's demise. Thank you, Black Goku. So this goes back to the video Didi made 2 days when she went over the top 10 reasons why Black women have the lowest marriage rates. Thank you again, sis. Said, let's keep it a buck. Black women throughout history have been getting with white men as opposed to vice versa. Ella Fitzgerald, Josephine Baker, Eartha Kitt, Donna Summer, Nina Simone have married white men, including Maya Angelou married a white man. And I think Viola Davis right now is married to a white man. Thank you, Miss Lucchese, for your super sticker. Thank you, Charles. Okay, a 6 from DR. CR or Rio is a hot in Baltimore. Thank you again, Elder Blood. Said from a historical standpoint, Loving versus Virginia of 1967 quietly put a coffin to the Black men's civil rights movement. Black women established their own civil rights. Thank you, Darius. Said, thanks for what you do, CC. I'm visiting my brother in El Paso, and there are many fit, feminine, friendly Hispanic women here that immediately present as good options for wives and mothers. Thank you once again. Elder said people forget there were 2 winches on the plantation. The first, you had the house winch, then second was the bed winch. Thank you, Miss Celine. Said if that white man owns a landscaping business and is beefy and attractive but makes $80,000, that's good enough. Thank you, Professor. Said crazy choosing style over substance. A man is not a trophy. Thank you, Barry, for your super sticker. Thank you again, Black Goku. Said when they see Black men with non-Black women, they will use the coping mechanism saying we didn't want them anyway. They are deluding themselves. Thank you once again. Elder said they have known for a very long time that Black women's genetics mixed with Brad's genetics is the father of reverse engineering. Thank you. As an HVAC guy, these other races of women eyes light up when they do hear I do this type of work. They know it's money and stability no matter the amount. Thank you, Bureau, for your super sticker. Thank you again. Comments say, I hate to say it, but the ones who will be left out are the African American females. It's already happening. Thank you, Quantum Solace, says South Korea's birth rate is terminal velocity 0.67. They have destroyed themselves. Thank you, Chris B. Said Crimson ain't listen to the bicultural analogy you gave regarding the movie Rabbit Proof Fence. Thank you, Methos. I'm guessing that one black wife is from a nuclear family, probably. Thank you, Ruminant. Said thank you for the lesson, although it was a detour because it came from a prepared mind. It was an orderly tangent. As such, the result is indistinguishable from something scripted. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Wayne Solomon. Happy birthday. Mine is Monday. Oh, okay. Happy birthday, twin. Thank you, sis. I said Alfred Woodard is married to a white man, Viola. Oh, thank you for the correction. It is Alfred, not Viola. Okay, I knew it was one of them ladies. Sometimes I get them mixed up in acting as well. So thank you for the correction, sister. So I know it was a tangent, um, but I'm not gonna put it on membership. I'm gonna leave it out. Um, anyway, it's a lot because I've been thinking a lot this week about our real issues as a group. We we got a lot of issues as a group, but I don't understand why we can't see them. Why can't we see them and then work on them? We think it's such a big, oh my God, we can't figure out what our issues are. Yes, we can. We already know. I've been saying it for almost 4 years. What the solution is. The piece about the genetic makeup and the bioculturon, that's the solution is usually in the problem. Anyways, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye bye, Crimsonites.